going on, everybody? Today, we're going to talk about follow-up. This is probably the most important thing in your business when it comes to your real estate business and your agent's real estate business and your business as a team leader, as a leader of an office, as just a person that's trying to grow and recruit people. You're either recruiting people to buy and sell or you're recruiting people to join your office. So I learned about follow-up very early on. In my first year, I realized how important it was. And it happened in two different ways. So I'm going to explain both of these ways, and then I'm going to tell you how it happened as me as a team leader. And in my first year, I was rookie of the year. I did something like $165,000 in my first 6 months as a real estate agent. And one of the people, I got a listing appointment. I went to go on the listing appointment, and this guy was interviewing like 5 people. And he said he wasn't making a decision. He'd get back to me. So I actually learned something there as well, because at the time I just left. And now if somebody wants to put me off or wants to wait, I just say, great, when should I expect to hear from you? And they're like, Tuesday. I'll go, great. So if I don't hear from you on Tuesday, when should I follow up with you? I always leave it like that. I never leave it open-ended or anything like that. So, but I wasn't doing that then. I was new. I was scared to death. Didn't know what I was doing. So he didn't get back to me. And so I just kept following up with him. I followed up with him. I just texted him, called him. Actually, I don't even think text message was a thing then. That's how old I am. So I would call him. I would email him and call him. And we're talking like a month, no responses. And I just kept messaging him. And then one day he responds and he's like, hey, can you meet on this day? And so I met him at the place, and he's shown me all the work that he's doing. And he looks at me and he goes, so do you know why you're here? And when somebody asks you that question, unless you absolutely know why you're there, you probably don't know. And so I didn't know. So he said, no, I'm not sure what you mean. And he said, out of everybody that I talked to, which was more than 5 people, you're the only person that followed up with me and called me back and kept calling me and kept calling me. And so right then I realized it clicked, that follow-up is the key. That's the secret sauce. And then not too long after that, I had a lender I was working with who took me out to lunch. He tried to get my business. He was like really kind of like all over me to work with me. And so I said, you know what, I'll give him something. So I had somebody that I was working with, and they needed to buy a property. And so I gave them the guy's contact information to, get him pre-approved. And a month went by and I hadn't heard from anybody. So I followed up with the other guy. He didn't get back to me. And then I followed up with my lender. I said, hey, did you ever talk to that client? And he says, which client? Like literally the only client I gave to him. And I said, no, it's so-and-so. And he goes, oh, yeah, I called him and he didn't call me back. I go, how many times did you call him? He's like, 3. I was like, what? 3? That's it? 3? I'm like, you just called him 3 times? He's like, yeah, I have a rule that if after I call you 3 times, if you don't call me back, I just stop calling you. I was like, what? What sales book did you read that? I just remembered that I was so upset. And I said, well, no, actually, and I'd actually just heard from him. And I guess he was out of the country because he had a family member pass away. And I told him, I said, I think something personal happened. You need to call him back. And then the lender looked at me and said, well, do you have his information? I'm like, I gave you the information. He's like, yeah, I threw it away after the 3rd try. And so I just never gave it back to him. I gave it to another lender because that's just freaking ridiculous. And this is the other thing I learned about follow-up. And this kind of stays ingrained with me. And this is what I teach people, is that you never know why someone's not following up with you. If they don't answer you, you don't know what's going on the other end. So don't manifest what you think it is. Like, they don't like me, or they don't want to do business with me anymore, or whatever it is. There's so many things that have happened with people that they just are not getting back to you right now, but they will. And if they don't, who cares? Just keep following up, because that's going to get you to where you want to go. Now, when I became a team leader, my first year as a team leader, I recruited something like 111 agents. And I remember I met with an agent from my recruiting system, recruiting boss. I got a lead that came in, and I sat down with him. We had a great conversation. He said he was going to sign up, and then he left, and then he disappeared. He never came back. He never signed up. And my staff was just like, yeah, he's not responding to us. And so I started texting him, just, hey, how's it going? Wanted to follow up with you. I want to make sure you're okay, blah, blah, blah. And sometimes a text, you okay, is all you need to send, and they're going to respond. And so after a couple of weeks of this guy just not responding to me, it kind of became sport. And I was just like, I know I can help this guy. I'm just going to keep following up with him. So I followed up. Literally, no joke, I still have the text message a year later of anywhere between 60 and 70 text messages to this guy. I don't think I ever called him. I just sent him a text message. Never responded. One day out of the blue, he messages me back and he says, sorry, I didn't get back to you. I'll be in on Tuesday to sign up. Came in on Tuesday and he signed up. Never asked him any questions. But that ruined it for anybody in my life that ghosts me, because I'm just going to follow up with you, because I know that if I just keep doing that, you're gonna respond. I've actually, and I think it was my last year as a team leader, I had something like that happen. I just message for a very long time. God, I want to say it was almost a year too. And this guy just shows up in my office, and I ended up recruiting him. It's completely random, but my point is that you have to follow up with people consistently, aggressively, politely. Never get mad because people are not responding, because you just don't know. You just don't know. And here's the bonus tip. If you stay till the end of this video, this is the bonus tip, is that there is a way that I found through. So I was part of Alex Hormozi's top 10 affiliates in the entire world on his book launch, $100 million Money Models, which is an amazing book. You should go buy it. And he taught me something, that if you send his sales team, when people start ghosting him or not responding, he sends the Kevin Hart meme, where Kevin Hart's like peeking around the corner, like, where are you at? And you can find it on Google. You just have to search Kevin Hart meme. And it has like this look, Kevin Hart, I can't do the look. It has Kevin Hart like looking around the corner, like, where are you at, with big old bug eyes. And I heard him say this, and I'm like, that'd be really funny if that actually worked. And so there was a team leader that I was following up to, because I gave a recruiting boss video demonstration, and it went really well. They were super excited, and I followed up with them, and they just stopped responding for like 5 months. Just text here, hey, text, not responding at all. I sent them the Kevin Hart meme and responded like that. I was like, whoa, that's crazy. And so then I had a friend that I did that too. He was like, hey, let's get together, let's talk, blah, blah, blah. He stopped responding to me. I sent him the Kevin Hart meme. He responded right away. And a lot of times when you're dealing with people, taking the sales aspect out of it and just sending him a text follow-up, hey, you okay? That gets a response. And my wife sells real estate. She's very good at what she does. And she'll say, I got this person who's just stopped responding to me. And, I'll just say, hey, just, what'd you send them? And she'll tell me, and I'll just say, hey, just text them back. You okay? And I cannot tell you how many times it's actually worked. So just think about that. Throw those extra things into your repertoire. If you have a whole bunch of people that are not responding to you, send them the Kevin Hart meme. I guarantee you will get some responses. But the key to this entire conversation is follow up, relentless, aggressive. Don't stop, because follow-up is where the money is. I cannot tell you how many times I've gotten sales, I've gotten deals, I've gotten recruiting boss clients just because of my persistence and my follow-up. If you do not have a strong follow-up game, your business is probably not flourishing as much as it should be. So hope this was helpful. Hope you liked it. Do a like thing and make a comment. I would love to interact with you. If you're not subscribed, subscribe to the channel. Hope you're having a great day. Talk to you soon.